They told me I was the ace of the Pacific. They told me I'd rule the skies. They lied. Turns out you need a PhD in electrical engineering and a minor in fluid dynamics just to move 5 feet without turning your fighter into a very expensive fidget spinner. Welcome to 2026 Generals. After a massive drought of Pacific Theater strategy games, we are suddenly drowning in them. Which brings me to a theory I have. Have you ever noticed how Hollywood always releases 2 identical movies at the exact same time? In 1998, a giant space rock was gonna hit Earth. So we got Armageddon and Deep Impact. In 1997, volcanoes were a menace. So we got Volcano and Dante's Peak. We got 2 mall cop movies, 2 movies about magicians, 2 movies about talking bugs. It's a twin films phenomenon. Did someone leave a script in a coffee in Burbank? Did developers hack each other's Slack channels? Because right now, the PC wargaming community is having its own Hollywood moment. We don't just have 2 games, we have a full-blown carrier game renaissance. Did developers just collectively wake up in a fever dream and scream, "We must build the Pacific"?
A World War II naval carrier game. That's it.
Maybe, but here we are. We're looking at the hardcore sim combat pilot, the real-time strategy of Naval Tactics, and the cinematic beast Task Force Admiral. But as I found out this week, they are completely different beasts. Are these developers competing for the same audience? Or are they just dividing us into subgenres? Let's dive in. Okay, Generals, let's start with the one that hurt my ego the most, Combat Pilot. Or to use its full government name on Steam, Combat Pilot Carrier Qualification. When I first saw these screenshots, I thought, oh man, did I buy Task Force Admiral too early? This game is the first hardcore flight simulator to harness Unreal Engine 5. They combined Unreal Engine 5 with their own proprietary physics engine called Entropy FM. It looks like a masterpiece. I was seriously like, oh my gosh, did I make a mistake buying Task Force Admiral first? Or this game, this looks just as good. Are they both the same game? It's also a complete nightmare for casual players like me. I spent 50 minutes trying to get this bird in the air. I managed to flip the plane twice. Now, look at that title again. Carrier Qualifications. The entire point of this inaugural title is quite literally just learning how to take off and land. It focuses solely on the fundamentals of operating a World War II warbird. They give you the legendary US Navy F4F4 fighter and the Japanese Zero. Drop you on the USS Enterprise or the IGN Akaji and basically say, good luck, kid. Well, the luck for me ran out. Who makes a game where the tutorial is harder than the final boss in Dark Souls? Well, let's look at the dev team. It's being developed by Entropy Aereo, which employs aerospace industry experts. It includes veterans from the Gates of Hell tactical series and Jason Williams, the producer behind the famously punishing IL-2 Stormvolk Great Battles. Of course it's hardcore. These guys probably dream in telemetry data. If you played the Steam Next Best free trial, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They plan to use this as a foundation for future combat titles, which is great. But right now, this is where hardcore meets halt. I don't want to collaborate electoral systems to see the ocean. I want to sink a carrier. If you have a dedicated $2,000 flight share, this is your Sistine Chapel. But for me, visual, 9 out of 10. Realism, 11 out of 10.
Wow.
Actual fun for Mr. Bunal, 2 out of 10. It's a beautiful disaster having me going in circles. Literally. Now, after the mechanical trauma of combat pilot, I needed a win, and I needed one badly. I needed to feel like a commander again. Enter the Goldilocks tier, Naval Tactics. This game is technically coming soon on Steam, but from what I've seen, it's a breath of fresh air. It's a naval real-time strategy game focusing on the Pacific theater. In 2026, we've become texture snobs, but Naval Tactics proves that the tactics matter more than rendering every rivet. The scale here is massive. They boast over 110 different replica vehicles. We're talking ships, submarines, planes, and even tanks. It's the tactical sweet spot. This is pure traditional fun. It's search and destroy. It has a skirmish mode where you choose your fleet, capture objectives, sink ships for points. By my second match, I wasn't fighting the controls. I wasn't learning how to play it. I was just fighting the enemy. Oh, and here is the best part for us strategy nerds. You have the ability to slow down and speed up time. Thank God. Plus, you can change camera angles, temperature, and even flip between dark and light mode of the UI. But here's what really caught my eye. I usually complain that these arcade style games lack depth. Naval Tactics promises an operations mode where you get to capture, defend, and upgrade bases all the way from the shores of Hawaii to the Philippine Sea. There's an expansive tech tree, and your forces require resources to function. If they actually pull off this grand campaign resource management, this game goes from being a weekend distraction to a massive time sink. It's a perfect gateway drug. I really hope they can get that campaign done well, because I think the actual battles themselves are a bit surface level. They're fun, but they're fun, they're quick, they're easy. It's not super deep. But if you add in that campaign mode where you're going across the whole sea and you're building up your land and you're taking bases and you're finding the enemy and attacking, that seems really, really cool to me with a lot of potential. And now, Generals, the heavyweight, Task Force Admiral, Volume 1, American Carrier Battles. The game that looks so good, you could use it as a film for a World War II epic. And I'm not even joking. Do people still make machinima? If you mix this with Arma, you can definitely make some movies. But this isn't just about looking pretty. Their Steam page reads like a manifesto for a wargame purist. As the overall commander in 1942, there is no dice roll, there is no artificial skill tree, there are no arbitrary stats. They are pitching pure real-time crisis management with zero concessions to abstraction. But here's the catch. Because it is so realistic, it runs on the Ron Popeil loop.
It's easy, folks.
So simple.
You just...
Look at this UI. It's incredible. You have this massive order of battle on the left, showing fleets and air contacts, and a log on the right feeding you intercept reports and scout sightings. You spend 20 minutes in the command room plotting the perfect ambush, and you hit play. And then you wait.
You follow all instructions and you set it and forget it.
It's an Eisenhower simulator in the Pacific theater. You aren't pulling the trigger, you're making sure the trigger was in the right place. But what do I do while the sorties are flying for 15 minutes? I'm essentially watching a very beautiful screensaver. Yes, you can take over the fighter manually, but on a mouse and keyboard, your aim will be all over the Pacific. But let's look at the future. We're in early access, and their roadmap is wild. In the short term, they are adding combat chatter, a functional scenario editor, and static and animated crew. But look at the later on section. Under the other functions, list campaign modes. That's exactly what the game needs to go from an 8 out of 10 to a legendary title. I want to command the Yorktown across a massive logistical map. The foundation is absolutely there. Can Task Force Admiral and those devs seize the moment here and win out in the 2026 carrier battles that I'm seeing? So let's bring it all home. 2026 is undoubtedly the year of the carrier. The Twin Films effect is hitting the wargaming community hard, and honestly, we are the ones that are winning. If you want a game that punishes you for forgetting to check your oil temperature, Combat Pilot is your hardcore masterpiece. If you only have 45 minutes on a Tuesday night to blow up digital boats, Naval Tactics respects your time. And if you want to sit back, steep your fingers like a Bond villain, and watch a 40-minute master plan unfold without dice rolls or artificial stats, Task Force Admiral is the king of the fleet. But I want to know where you stand. Head down to the comments right now and tell me, are you the Rivet County mechanic playing Combat Pilot? Are you the weekend warrior dominating naval tactics? Or are you the grand strategist in Task Force Admiral? Let's get a debate going. To all my generals out there, thank you for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to check the links to my Facebook and TikTok below. Keep your skies clear and your powder dry. I will see you on the next battlefield.